Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux edition here at the Nurburgring GP. Very, very excited to bring you the coverage of this championship here today. We have got ourselves 14 drivers. 2 of them are pro drivers, so they'll be racing only in the first 2 races of the weekend and not in the final race. We also have 5 GT4 cars within the field. So we've got GT4 and GT3 racing all in the same race all weekend. It's going to be very, very exciting, and I cannot wait to bring you the action. Qualifying has begun here. So this is qualifying for race number 1, but we will also have qualifying for race number 2 straight after this. So it's going to be pretty much the same session. So the time will be reset for 15 minutes. And then this is what I find absolutely magnificent about this championship. They have like a more of an endurance race on the final race of the weekend, which will be tomorrow. And the average times of the 2 qualifying sessions will make up the grid for that race. Very, very excited for that. And well, we've got our very own Luxembourgish driver here, Carlos Rivas, driving for Black Falcon as well. Not quite out on the circuit now, but there we go. And all of the Luxembourg fans are going to be super happy to see this guy racing around this circuit here. But we've got 2 pro drivers as well. We've got Luke Hartog, who is indeed one of our pro drivers, and we've got Maurice Schuring as well. You'll notice that they are in the number 4 and in the number 14 cars. But the biggest thing, as you all know, if you have been following the coverage that I bring you, the biggest part of this is livery of the weekend. And well, I feel like we found a winner. Jellison, who's in the number 11 PG Motorsport car, I feel like maybe an odds-on winner to livery of the weekend. And is this him right now? Yes, it is. So here we go. Look at this livery as we come through. You can't really see it that clearly, but we will get a close-up of that livery, that is for sure. It is an absolute wonderful wonder horse of a livery. Anyway, first of our outlaps then are completed here then, ladies and gentlemen, as we look on with Michael Cool. Well, if you've got the coolest name championship in the books, he would be leading that by a country mile. So yeah, we've got some really cool looking cars here today. Porsche GT3 and GT4s all racing together on one circuit. Yes, you do love to see it. So Michael Cool then is going to be the first one to take us along the circuit here at the Nurburgring GP. He's got behind him Luke Hartog. So again, he is one of our pro drivers. The 2 pro drivers will not be racing in all 3 races. They will only be doing the first 2. They are not a part of the Sprint Cup Series, which indeed includes the longer race at the end of the weekend. So this should be interesting here. So again, that number 919 of Michael Cool. Just got to be cool, calm and collected here. Hartog leaning on his experience. We've seen this now over a few qualifying sessions now, that lap 2 is not the lap to get your fastest lap in. It takes so long to get the tyres warmed up at this circuit. It's been happening in the DTM Trophy, it's been happening in DTM, and it's been happening in the GTC Championship, the other 3 championships that I've been commentating on, and also with the Lotus Championship as well. On board then with the number 9 here is Jean-Pierre Verhoeven, and he's actually part of a 2-man crew. He is the dad to his son Jackson Verhoeven, so that's going to be an interesting little dynamic this weekend. Nicholas van Dierendonk in the number 63. Have I nailed that name, Van Dierendonk? I reckon I have. Again, let me know. Let me know if I haven't nailed that, ladies and gentlemen. Ask Luke, hashtag Ask Luke, at Actualvision on Twitter. So get your tweets in, ask me some questions, get yourselves involved. If you've got any facts you want to tell me about these drivers or indeed the championship, then absolutely, I am well involved there. But the first question is, where in the world are you watching from? Where in the world are you watching from? So we've got a purple first sector then for Van Dierendonk. And it's a green middle sector. Of course it is, it's his first lap. Across the line then we go. This should be, well, second. So it's only second then. 206.339 for Nicholas. It'll be interesting to see who indeed has got pole position. We're on board with the number 14 now. This is again one of our pro drivers, Maurice Schuring, in a GP Elite, Team GP Elite car. Really on the limit there out of turn 4. Down in through to 5. Again, you've got to maximise your exit here of turn 6. So you can get the power really early, down towards that hairpin. And again, you can use the runoff. Perfect there. 2 wheels still on the track. Maintaining as much traction as possible. Didn't look like he lost any time there at all. Down towards the hairpin we go. And well, there we go. Morris Schuring, one of our pros, has just done the purple first sector. So now we're starting to see a genuine representation of these drivers' pace. How close is qualifying going to be? Again, it is a spec series. So this should be very, very close. Very, very interesting. Through the Schumacher S as we come then. As we have this very long-winded chicane here. It's not really a chicane, but effectively it is a change of direction both ways. Through the right-hander part. Again, you've got to open up that corner so much there to be on the power early enough, because the exit just creeps up onto you. Here is Luke Hartog, again another one of our pros. And wow, just in behind then Morris Schuring. He's got to put the purple first sector in as well. So he's going faster here. So you're expecting to see the pros at the front end, that is for sure. But are we going to see any surprises? Oh, again, a couple of cars we've seen spray out onto the gravel there on the corner just before we indeed do hit that elbow, as you can see in the background there. And well, it's a green middle sector here, so I believe that Morris Schuring may have just done a purple middle sector himself. So we come up towards the Coca-Cola curve for the final time. 8 minutes to go in the session then, ladies and gentlemen. And things are about to heat up. Currently P8 then for Luke Hartog. Not really put a time in as of yet. And what sort of time are we looking at? Well, Schuring is pole, a 202.823. And well, there you go. Luke Hartog with a 202.354. So he will take pole position here momentarily. And well, I was expecting it to be these two that did indeed duke it out for the pole position. And well, duly have delivered. Here we go. It is livery of the daytime, baby. Look at this livery. It looks like he's looking through one of those shape-shifting eyeglasses. But Gillison then for PG Motorsport, P3 as it stands. So what sort of time are we producing here? Oh, we just had a message in from RNLD, who was a cameraman for Luke Hartog last year, and he was documenting his last year, and it's all over YouTube. So if you want to go and find out a little bit more about Luke Hartog, who's one of our pro drivers here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux edition, then it is Luke Hartog, just his name, on YouTube. Go check it out. Well, yeah, we appreciate the information there. Thank you for getting involved on Twitter. So here we go, Yillison then, P4. Well, has he just come across the line? This isn't Luke, this is not Yillison, by the way. We're on board now with Morris Schuring. So Schuring then. How much curb is he taking then on the entry to the final chicane? Very much like the DTMs, a lot. A lot. And again, you've got to use the curbs on the exit of the chicane to really aid your rotation to the car. Well, there we go. New pole position time then. The 202 for Luke Hartog. Across the line then for the number 9. And it's Huub van Eindhoven. You may remember him from last week, ladies and gentlemen, because yes, he was racing at Assen. Great to see him racing in this championship. And right now, he's P3. Remember him versus De Wilder all weekend last weekend? Well, we've got Eindhoven here. We've got no De Wilder, unfortunately. It would have been great to have both of them here, but it is what it is. Half of you watching right now have got no idea what I'm on about, but last week they raced at the Supercar Challenge Championship, and they were the leaders of their class. Eindhoven managing to get the win in this class in that very Porsche he's driving. As you can see there, through turn number 1, the number 4 car of Hartog. Taking extreme liberties with the circuit, that's for sure. Remember, there's 2 qualifying sessions in one for the price of 1. So 15 minutes for the first race of the weekend, and then the second 15 minutes will be for race 2. And then the average of those 2 lap times will indeed count towards the grid for race number 3, which is more of an endurance race, the final race of the weekend for all of the DTM action this weekend. And that will be without Luke Hartog and Maurice Schuring. So those two will not be driving in that because they're not in the Sprint Cup Championship. They are only in the Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux. So 4 minutes, 25 seconds to go. Last sort of chance to get your lap times in. Last chance to get your lap times in. As we do indeed go on board with probably the favourite to win here. But as it stands, nowhere near the front. Well, Hartog's time hasn't counted by the timing screen there, but I don't believe that's true. So unless he's had, well, maybe he has had his time taken away. So Hartog, well, doesn't matter. There it is, pole position by 1/10 of a second. So I believe Hartog's time's been taken away from him here. Maybe for track limit abuse. We've seen that happen a couple of times over the course of the last few weeks within the DTM, especially at Spa. We saw that happen a few times at Spa with the DTM trophies. But yeah, Hartog has already written the wrongs and taken pole position provisionally here by 1/10 of a second. See, they're just trying to use the curb there. And this is just the experience levels being utilized. You can see there he had his two left wheels there just on the inside of the curb, which the curb then aids you pulling the car around the corner. It's clever. So as long as you're keeping two wheels within the white lines, you're pretty good. You've got the number 69 here. Then, nice, of Thierry Vermeulen. So our GT4 driver. And our 5-car championship for the weekend. The number 700 now we're on board with. This is another one of our 2 driver teams. See there, almost a bit of contact between Carlos Rivas and our GT4 driver there. Sven van Leer will be driving for the GT4 team, the number 700, and Ayrton Redant. 2 drivers there. As we come around the final corner then, and should get 2 more laps here, and actually Schuring's back to pole. So back to pole position then for Schuring, a 2:02.476. And the Luke Hartog-Schuring battle, well, this is going to continue throughout the weekend. Eindhoven then. Can he spring a surprise? Last week, he really did spring a surprise. It was really quick. And actually, he's only P5 now. So can he get back up towards the top 3 reaches? Middle sector, not the cleanest. Sector 1, though, quickest of his session so far. Again, Schuring is on pole position at 2:02.476. Is he going to be anywhere near that, though? And well, it's up to P4, so he's gained a position here, 2:03.282. So maybe he can find one more position just so he starts on the inside lane in terms of the race tomorrow. This will be the last opportunity, though, for qualifying session number 1. Remember, there's 2 sessions. Here's Rivas then, who was momentarily pole position, but I believe the number 6 car is now 3rd. Has raced a couple of times in this championship already last season, so will be very, very well equipped in this car. And I heard from great authority yesterday that a lot of people are very excited for our Luxembourgish driver. Although Rivas, currently 3rd, first 2 sectors aren't the quickest. Although he should, yeah, he's going to get round. Should be able to do one more lap here. Before we do indeed head on to the next qualifying session. Across the line then for Rivas. Well, he's gone fastest of his own personal best in the final sector. So that's something that definitely will please him. Something he can work on moving forward into the next race here. But sector 1 and sector 2, where he really does need to sort it out, that's for sure. Schuring then. Around the final corner here, the Coca-Cola curve, the number 14. Currently pole position. Across the line we go then. Is it going to be an improved time? We haven't got any Delta on screen, unfortunately, so we can't actually tell you that. But it looks like we've got a yellow flag. So 5 seconds left in the session here. Schuring might have the opportunity taken away from him. Eindhoven then. Round the final couple of corners here up towards the Coca-Cola curve. And what sort of position are we looking at for race number 1? Race number 2 qualifying is going to happen very, very shortly. And again, the first sector just isn't that quick. Middle sector, though, pretty good. 44.267, his fastest. Across the line, he will go. Does he improve again? Oh, it's third. He has improved. Sector 2, Sector 3, Huub van Eindhoven. He is absolutely taking off from last week's performance. He is continuing that form into this weekend. And the number 140 driver is looking very, very strong here today. We've got the 919 then. Oh, dear. Yeah, the rear end wanted to swap ends with the front. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will be why we have a yellow flag. Did he get beached, though? Did he get beached, or is he going to be able to get going? Is that why we have the yellow flag, or we got red? No, he's still there. So, unfortunately, we are now going to have to wait for this car to be removed, I would imagine. Hopefully, they can drag it out onto the track, and then they're good to go. But we've still got another qualifying session to indeed go here. Both qualifying sessions happen back-to-back, which is exciting times. So while we've got a little break in play, anyone watching at home, hashtag Ask Luke at ActRollVision. Let's get some conversation started in here, shall we? Get some conversation started. Qualifying for race number 1 then will be Maurice Schuring. 202.071. Luke Hartog in second, half a second behind. 6/10 behind is Huub van Eindhoven. Carlos Rivas is in 7/10 behind. And then we've got Gillison, Van Dierendonk, Cool, Verhoeven, father and son, Barenberg, as your top 9. Then we've got Thierry Vermeulen, Alexander Godin, or Godin. And there you go. There's our third position driver, Huub van Eindhoven. Incredible scenes last week. Continues to bring them to our DTM support class coverage. And Luke Hartog, who would have been going for pole, half a second off the pace in P2. Look at how much curve was taken there. Wow. But it's all about this man here today, Maurice Schuring, in the first qualifying session of today. Picks up a 202.071. Well, that will be your pole position for race number 1, which will happen later today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, I'm joking. I'm not going to do another intro. It's the second part of qualifying, just about to start here. So all of the cars are in the pits then, getting another fresh set of slick tyres on to now qualify for race number 2 of the weekend, which will happen tomorrow morning. And then they have a third race that will be happening tomorrow evening. So yes, exciting times indeed. Hopefully everyone is all good on this fine Saturday morning. The fans have been let back onto the circuit as well. They get to spectate. This is what they got to spectate. They got these, the Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux. They got the Sprint Cup Benelux as well. They've got the Lotus Championship this weekend at the Nurburgring GP, the GTC Championship, the DTM Trophy Championship, and of course, the DTMs themselves. 5 different classes of car, well, more than 5 different classes of car, but 5 different championships in one weekend. Oh, it's good to have motorsports back, that's for sure. So again, they just got Parc Fermé now, so the only thing they can change is the tyres. So they can't change anything else, they can only change the tyres. And then the green light will come on, and we are all good to go. But we also have the little problem of removing a car off the circuit, because we do have a car who I believe was Michael Cool out down at the hairpin. Is off circuit right now in the gravel trap. So once they get that car removed, we can go green here for a final qualifying session of the day. So in the second session, Luke Hartog is going to be looking for a little bit of revenge. So Maurice Schuring and Luke Hartog are the 2 pro drivers of this championship. And well, it's the number 14 then for Team GP Elite that took the pole position. So now it's all on Luke Hartog, who actually had half of his session taken away from him, really, because he was pole position and had his time deleted. So he didn't really have as much time to get the quick laps in, so it's good. Carlos Rivas then. So all the Luxembourg fans will be watching Carlos Rivas, driving for the famed Black Falcon team. So we've got livery of the day, we've got gelatin, but then we've got name of the day. I'm going to give it to Nicholas van Dierendonk. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. But that is one of the best names I've probably ever heard in motorsport. It's almost like he's made it up. Van Dierendonk. Big fan. You've got a new fan in me, Nicholas. You've got a new fan in me. So the only changes in this qualifying session is that there will be two different drivers driving. So in the number 9 car, it was Jean-Pierre Verhoeven. But now it will be Jackson Verhoeven. So that's the son of Jean-Pierre. And then in the 700 GT4 car, it was Sven van Leer. And in the car now will be Ayrton Redan. And actually, I didn't realize this, but dogs can tweet. So I've had a tweet from Ayrton's dog, Olga. Unbelievable, I know. What a crazy world we live in. It is 2020 after all. Wishing the dogs, Olga is wishing his owner good luck. So where will Ayrton qualify today? We will find out. As we look at the hairpin here, the site of many a overtake this weekend. That is for certain. Waiting for the cars to indeed start coming around the circuit. As you can see there, the Porsche has just been taken off circuit of Michael Kuhl. And unfortunately, that means they won't be able to qualify. I don't think there's any way for them to be able to qualify now. Unless they've got the car started and they can just go onto circuit from there. I think it's going to be... Oh, hold on, they're going. Yeah, they are going here. So they're waiting for the Manitou to move out the way. I don't know what you guys in Europe call the car, whatever just removed it from the car. We call it a Manitou in the UK. And wow, it looks like Michael Kuhl is going to be able to get then to the pits, get a fresh set of rubber on, and get a lap time. What a story this would be. Michael Kuhl, imagine he puts in an absolute worldie of a time. 12 minutes, 40 seconds remain then, and here we go. Huub van Eindhoven. Of course, 2 weeks in a row, had to commentate on this young man driving for the JW Race Service team. He is in our Carrera Cup Benelux and the Sprint Cup Benelux Challenge. He's in both championships. There is the number 9. That'll be Jackson Verhoeven. Hopefully his dad's looked after the car. Insert dad and son car jokes here. Can I borrow your car, Dad? Taking a girl out. As you can see in the background, there is a DTS. Is that Robert Kubica's DTS? No, that's René Rast's DTS in the back. So they're all starting to get ready for race number 1 of the weekend for them. So we've got the important notion of this. The Porsche going around Nurburgring GPs. Qualifying number 2. So just to explain once again to anyone watching at home who may be new to this championship, this is the Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux. This is qualifying 2. So we've literally just had qualifying 1. And this man here will start pole position for race number 1 later on this afternoon. But this is now qualifying 2 for tomorrow's early race in the morning. So we've got a race tomorrow morning. So this will determine who is indeed going to start on pole position for that race. And then the average of the 2 times across both qualifyings will determine the final grid's positions for the race number 3, which will be the last race of the weekend tomorrow night, or tomorrow late afternoon. So hopefully that is understood by everybody. If not, I can only apologise. Also, Luke Hartog and Maurice Schuring. They're the only two pros in the whole entire field. They will not be racing in race number 3. They are not part of the Sprint Cup Series. So there is the number 71. It's the first time we've seen the number 71 here today. And that is Alexander Godin. So they did put a time in the previous session. We just didn't see them on camera. Yellow and purple. Do you know, I'm a sucker for yellow and purple. I'm not going to lie. I do like the colours. I like yellow and red a little bit better, but yellow and purple, just, I don't know, just hits me in the feels. Hits me in the feels. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice livery, but it's not quite Yellowson level. You know, Yellorson's livery is God tier. That's the sort of livery that you just, you know, as soon as you see it, you're like, yeah, that wins livery of the weekend. That's a fact. I've just realised that, yeah, Alexander Godin, I don't believe, he may have a brother or a dad or something, and Harold Godin normally races in the number 25. I don't believe Harold's here this weekend, just to clarify, in the number 25. But I just realised that normally in this championship they would both be racing against each other. So maybe I'm wrong, and I haven't seen him on the timing sheet as of yet. But only 9 minutes to go. Anyway, it's just me rambling on now at this point. So off to qualifying number 2. There's Maurice Schuring then, who already has a pole position in his back pocket. Can he add another one? Is his back pocket got enough space for another pole position? We're about to find out. So I can tell you one thing now. The Team GP Elite driver will be giving everything for this pole position. Huub van Eindhoven then, coming around the final corner. And wow, he's gone purple, ladies and gentlemen. But again, the times have been refreshed, so let's not look too much into that. We'll go pole position here. A 204.008 then. So 204.008. We are expecting the times to indeed tumble down from there. But Van Eindhoven, he's looked very, very good over the last couple of weekends. I would say that driver has a very bright future. Maurice Schuring then, still trying to get some warmth into the tyres. Again, it's just been the nature of this circuit this weekend. We've been seeing drivers take 2 laps to really generate the heat into the tyres. He's just done his his fastest first sector of this session. But again, ignore that. It's not really a fast attempt from Schuring. He's not really going for it as of yet. He'll cross the line with around about just shy of 7 minutes to go. So he's going to have enough time for 4 laps, 4 flying laps, I would say, if indeed he decides to do so. Again, still trying to generate heat into the tyres. Through the elbow he comes. Up towards then the final chicane here. Opening up the corner as best he possibly can by running out wide. Oh, Van Dierendonk. Nicholas with the fastest first sector. Gone green through the middle sector, and the number 63 is here to party. What did he learn from the qualifying session number 1? Well, by the looks of his times, absolutely everything. Through the Coca-Cola curve they come. And it is Gillison then, who's currently on 205.8. So I have no idea where that came through, but don't worry about that, because the 204.061 now is now the new pole position here. Van Dierendonk's going to make my life very difficult, because me trying to say that in an excitable tone later on in the race, Van Dierendonk over and over and over again, if he's right at the front, that is going to be tough. At least Hartog's got an easy name to say really fast. Hartog. Van Dierendonk. See, it's difficult. I struggle at the best of times. Luke Hartog, though. Currently P8. Oh, big moment. Manages to just about hold on here. And these cars are very, very difficult to track. That was a hell of a save. May not have looked much on the exit, but wow. That could have been so much worse. And what sort of middle sector is that? He may have lost a little bit of time. But no, he's gone purple. So shows what I know. 1.8 seconds clear of everybody right now. Look at how much curb he's able to take here. Just taking so many more chances, trusting that car underneath him, as it stands. 5 minutes, 40 seconds to go. And well, Luke Hartog, of course, manages to get onto the front row for race number 1. But what about race 2? He's going to go provisionally on pole. It's a 2:01.776, and there it is. That's a very quick time indeed. So here we go, we're seeing the curb usage here. And well, yeah, he's kept 2 wheels in there. And I'm wondering whether his time was deleted earlier for all 4 wheels leaving the circuit. And if it was, that might not be a legal time either, because he did indeed have 2 wheels on the exit of the chicane on the left-hand side of your screen now. He had all 4 wheels off the circuit at one point, so I'm wondering whether that will count. Morris Schuring then, P6 as it stands, green first sector, purple middle sector. Across the line here goes P2 by nearly 0.3 of a second. So Hartog's time has stood momentarily. Van Eindhoven then in the number 140. What sort of times are we looking at here? Well, it's a green first sector. So it's a green first sector. And actually, Hoop's down to 13th then. So it looks like his time's been deleted as well. And we're seeing race director really do a number on these drivers today. But Hoop is green, so he's looking good here for potentially going back up to P3. But as it stands, he says he's going to be P4 in terms of the first and second sector. So it's all about the final sector, nailing it to come up towards the final Coca-Cola curve. Clipping the apex there nicely. Don't want to get too close to that wall. We're about to come across the line here then, ladies and gentlemen. And Hoop van Eindhoven goes P4 onto the second row of the grid. So I believe his time's been deleted. Has Hartog's? No, Hartog's time's still there. So he's still P1. 55.840 then in the first sector. It's purple. It's the fastest out of everybody, but the middle sector, not quite as fast. Again, 2 wheels through that final chicane. I wonder if we're going to see that in the racing today, because if we do, it's such a high risk to reward factor for sure. Across the line we go then. And Hartog is still on pole position. Here's our other pro driver then, Morris Schuring. He's gone green for the first sector. Only 3 minutes, 20 seconds remain here, so maybe 2 more opportunities we're going to go for. We've got Cool in front then, so Cool is back out. Michael Cool in the number 919, who had a calamity at the end of qualifying 1, was in the gravel. We did indeed have to stop the session. Is now out on circuit, and I'm wondering where Michael Cool's going to qualify. What a story it would be for him to get into a top 5. So Schuring then, currently P2. Does he take pole position here? Across the line he goes, and he does! It's another pole position then for Morris Schuring. It's only provisional, but that is going to be a tough time to beat. 0.08 of a second separating our front 2 drivers. This bodes well for the race later today, that is for sure. This is qualifying for race number 2, but they're just so close. Luke Hartog and Morris Schuring are so close. And these 2 drivers will be the only 2 drivers who do not take part in all 3 races this weekend. They will not be taking part in our more endurance race tomorrow evening, the 55-minute race. But everybody else's times added together from qualifying 1 and qualifying 2 and then divided by 2. So taking an average of their times will determine the grid for the final race of the weekend. Hartog then is trying to find some space on circuit here. He realizes there was a GT4 in front of him, and he decided, yep, I'm going to be costing myself time here and catching him on the next lap. So he decided best that I just find myself some spot. Jackson Verhoeven then, or Verhoeven. He's a P5 actually. Well, actually this is Jean-Pierre, so sorry. So Jackson probably qualified for race 1. Again, maybe that's a bug in terms of they've not changed the name of the driver over. But I was told that it would more than likely be Jean-Pierre and Sven van Leer for the teams of 2 drivers that would be driving the first qualifying, and the second qualifying would be Jackson Verhoeven and Ayrton Redant. So, yeah. We had this issue yesterday with the DTM trophy as well in terms of the graphics. Schuring's in the pits, he's done. Qualifying over then for Morris Schuring, and he, well, it's a bold statement here. He's only 0.08 of a second clear of P2, which is indeed Luke Hartog. But he's coming to the pits, and that says to me that he's happy. He thinks he's got the job done. Hoob van Eindhoven then. 42 seconds remain on the clock. Through to Schumacher S is there, riding the curbs. It's a green first sector, down to P7. Was up to P3 at one point, ladies and gentlemen, but it looks like their time was taken away from them. As we come through this very long-winded chicane, through the right-hander, again, you've got to get on the power as early as possible, but it's so easy to run off into the gravel. You see that Hoob van Eindhoven absolutely nailing it here, but unfortunately, he's probably going to catch this GT4 up and towards that chicane. This might ruin Hoob's lap. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's caught him. So it's going to cost him time, and he'll come into the pits. He won't. He's actually making a dive up the inside here. Well, he's gone green. Can't imagine he's going to go green through the final sector. If he does, then there's still time out there to be found. Doesn't matter. Checker flags out. This is the last opportunity. Hoob van Eindhoven will go stay P7. So that GT4 definitely cost him some time, unfortunately. Double yellows then down at turn number 1, where all of the drivers now will indeed come into the pits. The cameraman has just finished that bottle of whiskey that he started at the start of qualifying, and he's fallen over. Number 14 then. Morris Schuring. Looks like there's going to be another pole position then for the number 14. 2 out of 2. And wow, star of the show for sure right now. The Team GP Elite driver has very much got the job done. Be interested to see Luke Hartog if he's still out on circuit. We've got Carlos Rivas then coming across the line. Does Rivas improve? Doesn't look like he's going fast enough to improve, actually. No, he's just chilling. But again, where's Hartog? Where is Hartog? Has he done? Was he putting the pressure on? We don't know. And there we go. Here's the qualifying results then. Schuring takes another pole position by 800. Wow. Carlos Rivas then is in third behind Luke Hartog. Gillison fourth. We've then got Verhoevens in fifth. Nicholas van Dierendonk in sixth. Hoob van Eindhoven, Kool, Barenberg and Vermeulen. We've then got Van Rie. We've got Godin and Van Leer and Ayrton Redant at the back end of the order. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is qualifying over. So indeed, we had qualifying 1 for race number 1 of the weekend. Qualifying 2, which has just happened, where Carlos Rivas will take third position, has just elapsed here. The average of those 2 times will be added together and divided by 2 to give us our qualifying grid number 3 for the final race of the weekend tomorrow night. Luke Hartog then, one of those drivers who will not be in that final race due to being a pro driver. Well, the other pro driver we're about to see on screen right now. The number 14, it is Morris Schuring. 2 poles from pot 2 here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux. And well, the first race will be later on this afternoon. Look forward to seeing you there.